be like no subscribe no share sera for from subenya bi ahwe ebusuafo atokis Forson akenkan budget of 2025 no ewo parliament ane na ebusuafo okenkan wie no na Ghana ni bi efiefi mu nhwehwemu se ombehu budget nim ene nears ekobaaye ne ewo so omuhu ne ewo so omuye na ne ewo se omubisa nso no omuhwe ni nyina na ebusuafo omuhwe ni nso na omu sa dwedwen hu se afenyo Michael Markins asema okan se azan budget no mbe kenkan kire ye no na omu nso no omoni da so pa omuhwe se no krese ya azan na ebusuafo nsentwetwe mu no na Dr. Professor Edmond Bresson enso de nsem bi ebetu dwa na otro 2-page of article na efa woman bank hu na ebusuafo eno nso no ewo ho no ma wo se yehwe nti no mesre se yebekọ ni akwakohwe bank no hu nsensem ne enwoma ode tu dwa na ye ba me de nchiremu aba beka ho me da wase
kwasa ba ko pe eno mo de mana no de nam ye the establishment of women bank for yama me mudwedefo because sena ono nso you oba ya no represented the majority of women in this country. Kobe resign. Ti ehani mu sensem ya beto dwai. How will Professor General Pukwadjuma feel knowing very well say adie ba ko ogina so company ye women's bank sika o allocate for a seed capital no Ghana Bank of Ghana monetary policy on bank establishment no entumi mie bank entumi mie microfinance ena entumi mpomie savings and loans. And first of all, remember the video of Dr. Kislato Forson now all Casadia for Women's Bank when they Professor Edmond Brillianson attended to me. We are now about the reaction of the minority led by Dr. Amin Adam, former finance minister, on this same issue and other related issues.
Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated 51.3 million Ghana cedis as seed fund for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank. Mr. Speaker,
let me also say that the women banking that they said they were going to set up, they have allocated a paltry sum of 50 million Ghana cedis. 51 million Ghana cedis. 51 million Ghana cedis. And the capital requirement is 400 million for banks to be set up. So what are you telling Ghanaian women? Even when you have your vice president being the first woman to occupy that position, we are throwing dust in the eyes of the Ghanaian people, particularly our women who really need all the support we can provide to them. Let me add also on free senior high school program. Free senior high school program is so important for Ghanaians. The NDC, as the minister said, indicated that there is no dedicated funding for free senior high school. That is not true. That is not true. The free senior high school program is funded from the goods and services component of ABFA. That is how we have funded free senior high school. Now he is deciding to uncap GET fund with the view to using the uncapped amount to fund free senior high school. But GET fund is for infrastructure. GET fund is used for infrastructure. Free senior high school is mostly about goods and services. And this is why we applied the goods and services component of the ABFA to fund free senior high school program. Very soon, Ghanaians will see whether they can provide sustainable funding for free senior high school. These are all attempts to come back and tell Ghanaians that it's difficult to fund free senior high school, and therefore parents should pay. That is what they are trying to do. But we will expose them anytime they try to do this. Also, the Agenda 11 projects, we had a dedicated funding source for it. We were funding it with the CAPEX component of ABFA allocated to GIF. The minister is taking that money from GIF. He has indicated that GIF will no longer have that money, which means that there will not be any dedicated funding for Agenda 11 projects, and which means that the president does not intend to complete these projects, which are needed badly by our people in all the districts across the country. They are also talking about allocating some money for nurse allowance and teacher allowance. We thought he would have commended the MPP government. After they abolished nurse allowance and teacher allowance, we brought it in. They are continuing with it, and they are allocating money towards it, and they want to take credit for this. This cannot happen. If you recall, the Minister for Education said teacher training allowance was no longer going to be viable. But the Ghanaian people, led by we, the mighty minority, we opposed them, we chastised them, we condemned that attempt to end teacher training allowance. And this is why they have chickened out. And instead of admitting to the Ghanaian people that they've gotten some sense from the mighty minority, they want to take credit for that. I thank you very much, but I want to assure you that this is just preliminary response. Tomorrow, we have a major press conference to give a comprehensive response. It is not going to be for girls. It's going to be for all Ghanaians, all the Ghanaian people. Thank you very much.
We've heard the former finance minister indicate what he makes of the budget that has just been presented. I'll speak pretty shortly to the former information minister, currently the ranking on the Committee on Economy. One would say your side is just clutching on straws, given that some of these items that are the allocations are simply things that really resonate with the Ghanaian people. What do you say to that?
Do you first of all remember how Isaac Adongo addressed allocations? He said it's called audio money. It's money you've heard in your ears. It's not money that is really been disbursed. So until you see those disbursed,
that as of the end of last year, 2024, growth rate, real GDP growth, was 5.7%. And this was released just yesterday by the Ghana Statistical Service, confirmed by the minister today. We took over from the NDC in 2016 with a growth rate of 3.4%. 3.4% against 5.7%. And if you come to the projection for 2025, that is really disturbing and disappointing. An economy that was broken, recording 5.7%, and a reset economy, as we are being told, is projected to grow at 4%. How can we say that this reset economy will be better than the economy that President Mahama said was criminally mismanaged, and which grew at 5.7%? In terms of gross international reserves, again, by the end of 2024, we left with the NDC government $8.9 billion of gross international reserves. And that was the equivalent of 4 months of import cover. The NDC handed over in 2016 with import cover of 3.5%. 2016, we left them with 4 months of import cover. In this year's budget, 2025, they are projecting to achieve 3 months of import cover, which is even worse than what they recorded in 2016. Are we moving forward or we are moving backward? So if a broken economy could leave 4 months of import cover, how come a reset economy